Ah, my daughter's strange companions. I suppose I owe you an apology. If I hadn't been involved with that emissary, you wouldn't have had to prove your innocence in this mess. Take time to rest and celebrate the end of this sordid affair. Now, unless you have any questions.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Well done. You've managed to get out of this scrape brilliantly. I hold this emissary and her vision of the world in the highest contempt. I'm glad you were able to put her in her place.
Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow, we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Tir-Fradi straight away, it's a first step.
Why do we not leave now? You say you want to take us home, but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Tir-Fradi takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Wait. I'm sorry. I overheard your conversation. I'd like to accompany you. Even if I have to wait, I'd like to go to Tir-Fradi with you.
There are enough of your people on our island already.
And you can surely find another ship. The Alliance regularly funds crossings to Hikmet.
That's true. I could probably find backing for a map-making mission, but I'd have to make compromises I'm not willing to make with people I despise. Please, let me prove that not all of my people are manipulators and forces of destruction.
She did warn us and helped us with the framing, and having an ally in the Alliance could be useful.
The best I can do is to offer to let you come aboard my ship. Whether or not you can be a part of our group is a decision that's for the others to make.
Becoming a real specialist in escaping prison by any means possible. That being said, I'm really glad that we got my dear Alvida out of this jail.
Let's talk about...
Always. Yes?
Why did the Alliance invade Tir-Fradi? You have your own country.
That's a good question. Although I'm not sure you'll like my answer. There are resources on your island that we don't have, or no longer have, because we've exhausted them, and that we need to prosper. Your people don't exploit the land as we do. And you have vast spaces that still seem wild. But we like to domesticate nature, to enslave it as much as possible in order to build, to expand, to dominate other peoples. Our country is slowly dying, even though you may not have realized it yet. So my people are looking for new lands, and with them, a new future in a way.
But they do it at the expense of my people. Tir-Fradi is not uninhabited.
It's true. But our technology is superior to yours. And my people are counting on that fact to get the better of you. Most of them think they're giving you a gift by doing so. They think they will bring you civilization. I'm sorry. I know that's not a pleasant answer to hear, but that's what most of them think.
What does your job consist of?
I draw up maps. That is to say that I reconstruct on paper the reality of the world. As much as possible, of course. I go to different places and take measurements. I indicate where the mountains and forests, the rivers and springs are. Cities, villages, and roads too. In short, everything that can be useful to travelers.
And to armies.
That's true. Although I prefer to think that I only help merchants, pilgrims, and explorers. Every coin has two sides, and my work is no exception to the rule.
What brought you to Yuxantis? Just a librarian's invitation?
That's already an excellent reason, you know. That man is a font of knowledge. Exchanging with him is a real opportunity. But you're right. It wasn't the only reason. Yuxantis is very little known to people on the mainland. Nauts guard their island jealously and rarely invite foreigners to their guild. They resemble us in many ways, especially since many youngsters of my own people have joined them. But they are also completely different. And their relationship to the sea and navigation is unique. Having the chance to discover their city, their culture, their way of life. It was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Boy.
See you.
So, what can you tell me about my mother's logbook?
I think I know where your mother hid it, and where it might still be.
Oh, really? And how could you know that? I doubt that my mother confided in you.
I wasn't always an outlaw, you know. Your mother trusted me. I beg you, at least listen to what I have to say.
Thank you for coming. Silvio was just going to tell me where he thinks I might find my mother's logbook.
Tomorrow, you'll be given a ship. Your mother's ship, to be precise.
But I thought it was lost in the storm.
Lost? No. But it did suffer tremendous damage. It's been recovered and repaired. As you know, I was the shipwright working on her ship. Before her accident, your mother asked me to build her a cache. A cache in her cabin. Just big enough to hold a logbook. If her logbook still exists, it must be there.
Why did you come to find Alvida now? Why didn't you tell her about this earlier?
The trial undoubtedly roused his remorse.
It has nothing to do with the trial. Even if I would have liked to have had a louder voice to help save you from this masquerade. If I've come now, it's because you are going to take possession of the Constancia. You, on your mother's ship. It's too good an opportunity to miss. For I know that the captain's logbook will prove my innocence.
What do you know of Alvida's mother's fate?
Unfortunately, everyone knows what happened and who is responsible.
I have always worked my hardest on all the ships I was assigned to, and I would never have let your mother, for whom I had great respect, go to sea on a dangerous ship. I don't know what happened. There weren't many survivors, and I never had the chance to talk to them. According to the official report, the weakened ship was unable to weather the storm, and for that reason it ran aground not far from the island, resulting in the death of the captain and some of her crew. But I know that's impossible.
Didn't you lose your position because of what happened to the Constancia?
Indeed. Admiral Barcelos found me guilty of what had happened to the captain. I think he even suspects me of having done it on purpose. But since there was no real evidence against me, they just banned me from working on ships.
Thank you for answering our questions.
I still don't trust you, Silvio. But I'll check the cabin on the Constantia once we're on board.
I sincerely hope that the logbook is still there. Because then everyone will see that I was falsely accused. I'll go back to my workshop now. Thank you for listening.
I'm listening.
You must be very proud to have been named captain.
Oh, of course. And I'm all the more proud that I got my new rank as a result of an achievement. That's not always the case, you know. Sometimes the only thing that counts is your length of service. But this rank offers me such an opportunity. I'll finally be able to make my voice heard on things that are important to me. Maybe I'll be able to convince the Guild to stop its involvement in human trafficking. In any case, I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
Alvida left for the port at dawn. She was excited to see her ship at last. Are we going to meet her?
There you are. I'm happy to see you out of that courtroom and cleared of those ridiculous accusations. Captain Alvida has already returned to her ship and is busy preparing for your journey. When you're ready, just say the word and we'll take you aboard too.
We're ready.
In that case, climb into this boat and it will take you aboard. Godspeed.
Well, what do you think of my ship? It's quite the change from that old skiff. This one even has a cabin.
Yes, it is a fine vessel. But when will you take us back?
As soon as I can pay the crew and stock the old with food for the trip.
My family would certainly be able to finance the journey. Especially since it would be an opportunity for them to compete with the Dorsays. They're a rival family who rule over the cities of Serene and New Serene. Come to think of it, they too could finance our trip, I suppose. They certainly have the means.
That would entail going to Peren, wouldn't it? I wouldn't mind going there too. There's someone there I need to see.
Really? Someone from Teleme, I presume?
Yes, a man of the cloth who might be able to help me get home. A certain Father Cardinal Pius.
I've heard of him. A charming old man who lives like a monk, I believe.
Yes, he's a priest and the Teleme ambassador. He can help me get home, but his influence could also be useful in getting your expedition financed.
Yes, I've heard of him. Well, having the backing of influential people is rarely a bad thing. My family is going to be thrilled when they hear about my exploits in Alima.
As for me, I'd like to go back to Iskiara. We left behind a giant, rampaging creature, and I hate to think what might happen to the locals and my companions. We can't just leave this beast to wander around. We have to find out what happened after our timely getaway. And since it's not possible to dock in Dooten, this will bring me as close as possible.
That's a lot of destinations to choose from. We'll have to choose just one. So, where are we headed?
Hello? I didn't know we had a merchant on board.
Not all ships do, but it seems that you have support among the admirals. Would you like to see what I have for sale? I sell a bit of everything.
Good day. Need help?
What do you know about Zerin?
I don't know her. She didn't mix with the soldiers. The opposite of her husband. I would bump into her at the General's house. Good morning, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. She behaved like so many other nobles. Just maybe a tad more clever. She and her husband have a strange relationship. I wouldn't call it love, but I'm no expert on the subject.
I must be off.
I understand. See you later.
Ah, excellent timing. I was just thinking about you. I wanted to ask you something.
What is it?
I suppose you haven't forgotten our memorable encounter with my nephew Rudolph? It so happens that I've just received a message concerning him. It appears to have been written by a servant who accuses me of being responsible for the disappearance of his mistress, a merchant from the congregation. He says that she was lured to a meeting by my nephew and never came back. In the course of the various threats of torture and accusations he makes, it emerges that my nephew has also disappeared. I'm worried about him. We don't have a good relationship, but it's all my fault, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to him. I could take care of it myself, but I'm afraid I wouldn't be thinking clearly because it involves my family. Would you help me find my nephew and this woman?
I understand why you're worried. Let's try to find out what happened to your nephew.
Hello, need me?
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me. Look, the man sitting at that table is probably the man who delivered the letter to me.
You? You're here? I suppose you're hoping to silence me. And to think my poor mistress was delighted to make your acquaintance. If only she'd known what a monster you are. You and your whole family of criminals. I will not be intimidated. I will find her, whatever it takes.
I don't understand a single thing you've said. Explain yourself, that's all I'm asking.
Yes, play the fool. I know you're to blame for what happened to her, and I'll prove it. I'll have you hanged.
You're not the first to promise me that. Now stop this childishness and tell us what happened. We can help you find your mistress.
You keep playing your little game, but you won't fool me. We'd only been here a few days when she told me to stay in her room here at the inn because she was going to meet you. She was so happy to have been contacted by your nephew, who had promised a meeting with you at the docks. She could already see herself doing business in Duton with your help. But she never came back. And when I went looking for her and mentioned your nephew, I was told that he was missing too. So don't tell me you had nothing to do with it.
I never arranged any meeting with your mistress, I can assure you of that. My nephew must have used my name to secure the meeting.
You're nothing but a family of criminals, that's what you are. I've had enough of your lies, but I won't give up. I'll find her.
Perhaps the man in charge of this tavern could tell us something about this woman. Or we could look through her things. If she's like the other Renaikse, she must have written down everything she did.
Welcome to the Fishing Mermaid. What'll it be?
We're looking for a merchant from the congregation. We were told she was staying here while she was in Yuxantis.
Yes, Lady Michelle. She has a room here, but I haven't seen her for some time.
Do you have any idea where she might have gone?
No. She can do what she likes. She's paid for a room in advance. All I can tell you is that she had a rendezvous. Perhaps with a gentleman, which would explain why she didn't come back.
Can you tell us which room she's staying in?
The one facing the stairs, but don't bother going there. As I've already told you, she's not in.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Lady Michelle has gone missing. Her servant, who is very worried, told us about it. This could reflect very badly on Yuxantis, so we've been asked to find her. We need to look around her room to try and track her down.
Missing, you say? Oh, I thought she'd just fallen in love with one of our handsome sailors. Here, take the key, but don't make a mess. Would you like anything else? I have a delicious cider right now.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Come back soon. We're open at all hours.
What does it say?
It's a note asking to meet on the docks near Overseas House. It's signed Rudolph, the nephew of the smuggler Ludwig.
What on earth has got into the lad?
Let's go and have a look on the docks. Maybe we'll find something there.
This is the place mentioned in Rudolph's message.
Let's look around. Maybe we'll be able to learn what happened.
Someone was hurt. There's blood here. He stepped in it. So we'll be able to track him.
I hope it's not Rudolph's blood. What have you got yourself into, boy?
My people don't wear hats like that. A merchant from the congregation, on the other hand, might find it to her taste. These weren't knots used to secure goods. I'd say this rope was used to tie someone up.
Look, there's a scrap of cloth cut on the lock. It must have been torn off when they took whoever was in the cage out of it.
I know that kind of fabric. It's expensive and delicate. The kind a wealthy merchant might wear. They must have locked the woman we're looking for in there before taking her somewhere else.
I think that's all there is. I doubt we'll find anything more.
Damn it, Rudolph, what have you got yourself into? Everything suggests that he's involved in some kind of kidnapping.
Your nephew is one of my people now. Trust me, I don't like this any more than you do.
What do you think? Could he be behind all this?
The lad I knew had never set foot on a ship. In fact, he'd never been further than his own property line. I'd like to say he couldn't have done it, but the truth is, I don't know. And now all I want to do is save him from the gallows.
Then let's try to find that cave from the letter.
Let's. The sooner the better.
I knew if I followed you I'd find something. What were you doing in that warehouse? Is that where you're keeping my mistress?
We're not holding anyone. We followed a trail that led from the docks to this place.
A likely story. It's a good thing I hired these men. We're gonna tear this place apart and find out where you bastards are hiding her. But first, we're gonna search you. You can't leave here with any evidence. Search them. Stop, please. We had no intention of killing you. We just want to find my mistress.
Why didn't you listen to us then?
You wouldn't let us search you. And I thought you were involved in her disappearance. What choice did I have?
You could have believed us when we told you that we had nothing to do with it, but that we were going to find your mistress and my nephew.
Then what were you doing in that warehouse? Did you find anything there? Do you have any leads? My mistress isn't just anybody, you know. She's not just important to me. She's important to the congregation.
Do you really imagine we're going to tell you what we found after you've attacked us and kept us from our investigation? Do whatever you like. Keep searching if it suits your fancy, but you'd better not attack us again.
I see. All right, leave them be. We won't get anything out of them.
Somebody help me! I'm being held captive by these brutes!
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Who are you? What are you doing here? We've come for the people you're holding prisoner.
Why did you kidnap them? One of them is a Nord like yourselves.
That grimy bit of flotsam. He hired us to frighten the lady, but we weren't supposed to hurt her. He just wanted some answers. The fool. She's a merchant from the congregation. Can you imagine? what she's going to get us when we demand a ransom. So we called a few friends and kidnapped her. As for him, well, we'll see what happens when we get the money.
Let me talk to them. I know this sort of people well. You want easy money? Fine. How much do you want?
This merchant is probably worth a fortune. So bring us a fortune and nothing will happen to the prisoners. Otherwise... And since we're not dogs, if you don't have the coin, a very valuable item will do the trick.
Ugh, these eels make me sick to my stomach. Let me have a word with them, please. You bloody imbeciles! Traitors to the guild! Double-crossing brothers! How dare you behave like this?
But, Captain, we're paid a pittance and...
You won't get away with this. Not only are you going to free the prisoners, but you're also going to apologize to them. Or I'll drag you in front of the admirals myself. And you know exactly what will happen to you.
Apologies, Captain. We're terribly sorry. Here's the key to their cage. Please don't tell the admirals.
I'll think about it. Now get out of here.
Oh, that's such a relief. I thought I'd never get out of that cage. However did you find us?
All we did was follow your trail from the docks where you met. As a matter of fact, your servant was so worried about you that he took it out on us.
Oh, poor Joseph. Oh, don't blame him. He's very protective and fiercely loyal. But it sometimes makes him lose his wits. Thank you very much for your help. But I am quite exhausted and hungry, so I must get back to the tavern straight away.
I suppose you expect me to thank you?
No, that's not really my style. But I do expect an explanation. How did you get caught up in this mess?
I hired those thugs to help me scare the merchant a little. But when they realized that it wasn't about getting a hefty ransom, they decided to take matters into their own hands. They grabbed us both and brought us here. I imagine they were hoping that the congregation would pay for her, but as for me...
Why did you want to intimidate this merchant?
I wanted her to tell me something about my mum. About what had become of her.
None of this makes any sense. Why would she have any information about your mother?
You haven't heard? Our village was attacked. They set fire to it. Grandad, your father was killed in the fight, along with lots of other villagers. All thanks to you, my dear uncle.
No. No, that can't be true.
A few of us managed to escape, like me and Mum. But we got separated in the confusion. I made it to the sea and decided to become a Norse. To get away from everything. From the war and the consequences of your crimes. But Mum, she fled to the congregation. And I was hoping that this merchant would know where she is.
I'm sorry, Rudolph. I'm so very, very sorry. My father, the village. I never meant for any of this to happen.
Maybe not, but it happened. So try and find Mum, will you? I just want to know she's all right.
I'll try. But you know the congregation's a big place and not everyone who lives there knows everyone else.
I realise now that my plan was stupid. I only hoped. Ever since I became a Norse, I've been here on Yuxantis. I'm just sea-given, and I don't really have my sea legs. They never sent me back to the continent, so when I heard about this merchant, I wanted to talk to her.
I can understand that. And I also understand your anger towards me. But don't go getting into trouble like this in the future. Don't end up like me.
I'll be more careful in the future. But try to find out where my mum is. Please.
Now that Rudolph is safe and sound and we've proven that he didn't mistreat that merchant, I think I owe you an explanation.
I'm listening.
You know that I was a soldier once. In the village where I grew up, I was forcibly conscripted by the local lord to take part in the Civil War. It was horrible. We were used as cannon fodder, And the nobles who gave us orders never took any risks themselves. I ended up leaving that life behind and becoming a smuggler. But what you don't know is why I left the army. I killed my commanding officer. The bounty on my head isn't so much for my smuggling activities as for that first offense. Some years ago, not long after that incident, they tried to get me by targeting my brother, Rudolph's father. They threatened to hang him if I didn't surrender. I knew they'd hang us both if I gave myself up, so I let my brother hang.
I'm sorry, Ludwig. I understand your nephew's behavior better now. But why did you kill your officer?
That's a story for another day. Suffice it to say that he had it coming. Anyway, I want to thank you for helping me. It means a great deal to me. Thank you again for helping me get the child out of trouble. And I hope you're not too worried about traveling with a murderer.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me.
I imagine that there are more urgent matters than visiting the man I spoke of. Father Cardinal Pius, who lives in Peren. That said, we need to go and meet him as soon as possible. I need to inform him of all that we have witnessed. Kernaz's rise in power, his unwarranted attacks against the islanders. He will know what to do to put an end to it, and will be a strong ally against the general. And he is also a close relation of the de Vespe family, who could finance the journey to Tir-Fraди. He could certainly help us convince them if the support from Sybil proves insufficient.
You seem to know the man well. Otherwise, why would you want to find him so badly?
Let's just say that he was an ally during my exile. Someone who didn't turn his back on me despite my banishment. He is a powerful and wise man. And after all we have seen, I must admit that I'm at my wit's end. But I know he'll know what to do. How to protect Thélème as well as the people of Tir-Fradi from the Alliance.
You consider him something of a mentor, if I'm hearing you correctly?
Yes, that is exactly right. Is there anything else you would like to know?
You're saying that your father Cardinal wants to put a stop to Kernaz's attacks on my people. But why would he even care?
Thélème is an enemy of the Alliance, as you know. And my nation does not find the conquest of your island by these people to be desirable. We have a different approach. It may not be perfect, I will readily admit. But we have no desire to remove your people from your homeland, nor to force them into slavery. Any information that would allow Thélème to put a stop to this conquest would benefit your people, believe me.
Where can we meet this Father Cardinal?
He can be found most often in the Thélème embassy in Peren.
We'll go to Peren soon enough, and we will be sure to meet him then.
If you end up docking in the city, I'll meet you at the embassy.
Of course. The magic that you're using is different from ours. Do you think you could teach me to use it?
I admit that I never thought about it. Of course, there is special training required to wield the rings, but you need to possess the gift of the enlightened. And your faith is so different than our own. But who am I to question what the divine intends for you? Let's try. We'll see what happens. It's incredible. May the enlightened forgive me. But I would have never thought that a native not of our faith could be so gifted in our magic. Of course, you'll need to continue practicing in order to progress. But you have the gift. This much is true.
Thank you, Fausta. I must leave you.
See you later.
Hello? Do you live in this village?
Well, obviously I live here. Where else should I live?
I'd like to ask you a few questions about the beast attacks that occurred some time ago.
It was the worst day of my life, and probably the worst day for everyone here. bat, what's it to an islander? Does the beast have something to do with you? You go ahead, ask your questions. But this all seems a bit fishy to me.
Do you know where the creature went after the attack?
Why are you all so desperate to find this monster? Isn't all the death and damage it's done enough? Do you want more? I'll tell you what I told those scholars. I don't know where it went. I didn't see anything.
Scholars?
Some fellows from the city who were asking the same questions as you. They may think they're clever, but they're idiots if you ask me. Looking for that thing means running the risk of it coming back here. And we've had enough of that, thank you very much.
We shall leave now. Thank you for your welcome.
That's it. Goodbye.
Greetings, esteemed customers. Are you looking for ingredients? Potions or projectiles, perhaps?
Were you here when the giant creature attacked the village?
Yes, I was here, and I'm not likely to forget it. I lost a good share of my goods that day.
We're trying to track down the beast. Do you know which way it went?
I haven't the faintest idea. I was busy trying to save myself and my shop. Everyone was shouting and racing around in a panic. It was like it was the end of the world. I ended up hiding inside a house and didn't come out until I couldn't hear anything moving outside. So, I can't really help you. But to be honest, I don't know why you want to find that monster. It's madness. But that's your business, isn't it? And if you're thinking of fighting it, you'll need potions and projectiles. Why don't you take a look at what I have in stock?
Good day. Do you live in this village?
Yes, I've lived here all my life. Why?
Were you present during the attack of that giant creature a while back?
Unfortunately, yes. It was horrible. I still have nightmares about it.
Can you tell us what you saw? Do you know what happened to the creature?
Honestly, I'd rather not have to think back to that day. Everything was so confusing. It was dreadful. I remember I was fixing my damaged nets when I heard the first screams. Ooh, and that terrible roaring. I was so terrified that I crawled under my boat, which is probably what saved me. I peeked out every now and then, horrified by what I was hearing. I saw the monster knock some of my friends down with a single swipe, as it chased after a man who jumped into a boat. When it didn't see any more movement, it headed southeast and even knocked down the arch there. Oh, it took us weeks to rebuild it and put the village back in order. And we're still mourning our dead.
I'm very sorry for your loss. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We will take our leave. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We should search there. Maybe we'll learn something about it.
My saviors have returned. What brings you here?
We're looking for a giant creature that came this way a while ago. Did you see it?
I pride myself on having excellent eyesight, despite the occasional bout of absent-mindedness. That beast was enormous. It would have been hard to miss.
Could you tell us which way it went?
It went right by my camp. And I admit I found it very impressive, if a little frightening. Nature can sometimes produce beauty, and other times horror. Which is unfortunately much less inspiring for my art. I was afraid. So I hid in the bushes. It continued eastwards, towards the old quarry, I think.
That's where those mad bandits were holding Ken.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
These are definitely the Guardian's tracks. But I don't understand what it was trying to do here. There is no doubt that the Guardian was here. But it was attacked and apparently captured by Kurnaz's men. If the letters on those corpses are anything to go by.
I wonder what they're planning to do with it. It all sounds very grim to me. Let's head for the orchard. I seem to remember that there's a cave entrance nearby.
Stop! This orchard has been requisitioned. No one may enter. You better get back to the village or wherever you came from.
Could we perhaps offer you something to look the other way for a minute?
You think you're funny or something? We've got orders. No one is to enter this orchard. Now beat it.
Enough standing around chattering like tetras. Let's fight our way through. Though, if you want to avoid fighting, let's go around them.
I see. I guess we'll be leaving then.
And don't come back!
Here's the Guardian. What's left of it, at least.
How horrible. They've cut off its head and stuck it in a jar.
Search the place. They didn't cut it up for no reason. They were doing research. We have to find out what.
I don't have the key. I can't do anything with this. I don't see how we could use this. This document doesn't say anything useful. I can't do anything with this. There. You're free.
Thank you. I thought we were going to die trapped in that cave.
Wait a minute. I know who you are. You turned up at the camp the day before the Alliance attacked.
We did. And we were there when Laden bound herself to the land and turned herself into a guardian.
I remember that. You even tried to fight her to hold her back. You were very brave. But the soldiers captured us while you were leading her away. Since then, they've done nothing but mistreat us and interrogate us to try to understand what happened.
They even tortured Adenegad. She eventually broke and told them about the bonding ritual. After more experiments, they took her away with them. We don't know what happened to her after that.
That's awful. Thank you for telling us. Now you should get to safety. Don't stay here.
I know a place we can hide. Before we joined Laden and the others, I had found a cave further north. You have our heartfelt gratitude for freeing us. May the earth carry you always.
I don't believe it. Rather than being terrified or frightened by the transformation they experienced, they just saw it as a weapon of war. And now they want to force our people to perform the ritual again so they can use it against their enemies. And of course, my people will be blamed for this.
We have to stop them from putting their insane plan into action. My country and my people are in danger. I don't have any political influence. But if we take this evidence to the Imperial Embassy in Peren, they might be able to do something. This general has a few screws loose. How could he believe that he'd be able to capture that monster and try to make others? I can only imagine what a creature like that could do if it landed in one of our villages.
Forgive my curiosity, but why did you stay with us? You had the chance to return to your friends, your country, and yet you're here.
As you know, the giant monster matter was worrying me, and rightly so. I had a feeling it wouldn't end there. But after what we discovered, it seemed logical to see it through with you. I must still be an altruist at heart. My disgust with the world has not yet changed that. Unless it's just that I enjoy your company.
I find it admirable that you care so much about the fate of others. You who seem to see everything in black.
I swear I have good reasons to see everything in black. But that doesn't mean that people's fates don't affect me. I know how difficult the lives of ordinary people are. I know how much the powerful don't care what happens to them. So I care for them. And I'm glad to have found companions who are willing to take action too. You've been through utter horror, yet you're willing to help me prevent this world from descending into chaos. It is you who are admirable.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me.